Hi everyone, Gabby here, owner and clinical director of Recovered and Restored Eating Disorder Therapy Center. I wanted to jump on really quick, say hi. I also want to talk to you guys today about slowing down. We are still in the holiday season, and I know that that is really hard to think about, but as we go into 2024, yes, 2024, how can you slow down? I know for me, I think I get really caught up in the hustle and bustle of getting things done, trying to be a working mom, a business owner, a therapist, a friend, a wife, all of those roles. But I've noticed that when I've been able to take time to breathe, reflect, relax, my brain and my body just feel so much better. I do acknowledge that relaxation is a privilege. I do acknowledge that. And I want you to know that this is not me saying you don't need to work. This is not me saying quit your job. This is just me saying, how can you take an inventory? You've probably seen other videos that I've done about doing inventories. How can you do an inventory of your busyness? And how can you maybe take some time out for you? What would that look like? So if I'm having this conversation with a client in a session, we're going to talk about what is necessary, right? Work, necessary, sleep, necessary. And then we're going to look at what's extra. And then we're going to talk about how the extras make us feel. So I will use my life as an example. And this is on like a very surface level. I acknowledge I'm not going deep right now. I acknowledge I'm not teaching you anything that is rocket science, but I have had clients give me feedback that this is helpful. And I know that it's something that I'm hopeful to do for myself fully in the new year. So for me, what is necessary? I need to work and I love to work and I'm honored to do what I do. Um, I need to be a mom. So what that entails is being a mom. I need sleep. I need to prioritize eating, right? I need to prioritize cleansing myself, right? Hygiene. So like all of those things take time. So when I would do the necessary list, I would look at how much time I'm devoting to each of these things, ballpark estimates, right? I'm not asking for down to the minute. Something like being a mom, you can't really put a time limit on that, but I would just say all day, every day, 24/7 within reason, right? So for work, let's say I'm working 30 hours a week. And let's say for sleeping, I'm sleeping in a perfect world 6 hours a night. I have an 8-month-old, so this is touch and go, but let's say 6 hours a night. And let's say hygiene wise, I'm giving myself 45 minutes a day, take a shower, take care of myself, you know, do my hair, put myself together. That feels generous, but let's just say that so that I'm like allotting the time. So then what I would do is I would add up all that time and be like, okay, so I'm devoting X amount of hours to this per week. How many hours do I have left? And then I would look at what are some of the other things that are keeping me busy and how often am I devoting time to that? Now you can be as like down to the minute as you would like, or you can be really broad in general. That's more my vibe when I'm doing these things. That's how I would encourage a client to do it. So let's see, what are some of the things that keep me busy? And busy isn't always bad, good and bad. Spending time with friends, spending time with my spouse, going to church, listening to podcasts, exercising, whatever it might be that is like keeping you busy. Um, Inventory that time and then look at what maybe you could take out. One big one for me, I'm going to actively work on in 2024. So please feel free to hold me accountable, is social media. Scrolling social media. I spend way too much time on my phone. Sometimes it's good, right? And fun, but other times there are just other things I could and want to be doing. but I default to that because it's just such a great distractor, which again, isn't bad. Social media is not always bad, but there are just other ways I'd like to devote my time. So whatever it is. So for example, we'll use that. I would say, okay, I'm going to be nice to myself, an hour on social media a day. It's probably more than that. If this is you, it's okay. Let's work on it. So then I'd say, okay, I want to shave off 15 minutes. And that's where I would create some space for just rest, right? Let's say that I'm really involved in something at church. Say that it's taking up 2 hours of my week. I might say, okay, that's too much right now. I need to shave a half an hour back. What does that look like? And maybe I need to communicate with someone so that that could happen in a way that is effective. But just for example, then I just gained another half an hour. So far I've gotten 45 minutes back in my schedule for that week, right? Because I shaved off 15 minutes of social media time and I shaved off 30 minutes of whatever my responsibility was or obligation was in an extracurricular for me that could be church, right? Okay. So if you probably get the concept by now, we're going to see what's necessary. We're going to see what's extra. This is not to say that these extra things are bad, but we're going to see where maybe we can pull back so that we can have more time to pause and rest. You do not always have to be busy. I know that we are almost trained to feel like busyness is kind of like an honor, like, oh, I'm so busy. I'm getting so many things done. I am so proud of you for everything you're getting done, especially if it's recovery related, like go you. And it's okay to pause, right? We don't want to pause recovery. We can take breathers and relax our bodies and do what we need to do to recover. We don't want to pause recovery, but where there are other things that can be paused or decreased, it's okay to implement rest in those areas. If anything, that will probably catapult your recovery because recovery is exhausting. So the more that you can rest and replenish your body and your brain and your mind, the better recovery is likely to go. So I just want to encourage you, if you are in a season that is really busy, to do an inventory. What is needed and what is extra? What is the fluff, right? And again, these extra things are not bad, but we need to prioritize our well-being, and we need to make sure that in the new year, if possible, again, I am acknowledging that some of this comes with privilege. So if possible, we are resting, pausing, and reflecting. Tell me your thoughts. I'd love to hear your feedback on this. I'd also be happy to talk more. If you want to do like a one-off session with me or any of my team to just do this type of inventory, because sometimes we need help to like figure out, what is the fluff or what is the necessity, whatever it might be, don't hesitate to reach out. Also, if you are struggling with an eating disorder, anxiety, disordered eating, OCD, depression, PTSD, we would love to work with you. We would be honored to work with you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Again, this is not therapy. I wish it could be, but this is not therapy. This is not a supplement for therapy. This is just something that I hope helps you on your recovery journey, helps you in your life today, and just encourages you as you go into the new year. So again, if you want to reach out to me, Gabby at recoveredandrestoredtherapy.com or recoveredandrestoredtherapy.com, go to our submissions page, send us a message. I will get back to you also on Instagram at Gabrielle LPC and at Recovered and Restored. We would love to work with you. Thanks, everyone.